once we're past the crisis, there is a lot of talk now, and I want to really encourage you to think about what we should do when we're done with this. There are more and more people talking about we need to have investigations conducted by our country into, number one, what actually happened in Wuhan, what happened in China, where this virus came from. There are many brilliant pieces out there by experienced military people saying, there just may have been a bioweapons lab source. Other people saying, no, this isn't behaving like a bioweapons lab source. But whatever it is, we need to get at how it happened, understanding how it was transmitted, if it really was organic, if it's animal to human, what the transmission process was, how long did China withhold information, to whom did they lie, all the data, which are very, very hard to get from China. As a starting point, we have to hold, the international community has to hold China accountable for what occurred in China, especially to the extent there was any deliberate misleading of the world, which I think is almost clear that it was. But in addition to looking into China, the world has to look into the World Health Organization. It's unclear, as they say, what did they know and when did they know it? The World Health Organization apparently very allied with China, very willing to have China, directed as to what to say. So as late as, I think it was January 28th, the World Health Organization announcing there's no reason to think that there's human-to-human passing contagion with this Wuhan virus, as the country of China is watching a disaster unfold in Wuhan, and yet the World Health Organization putting that up, looking into who, because we, America and other countries, fund the World Health Organization. We need to be understanding where they swayed, what are their processes, so we're sure that they are telling us the truth. We also have to look into the American response and how quickly we respond, what we can learn from it. And all this doesn't necessarily have to mean that we are looking to have criminal liability or civil liability. It means, though, we have to hold actors accountable. We have to, if China really did act as badly as many people think they did, that they were withholding information deliberately, somehow either hoping to contain it, or the far more sinister alternative some people are very seriously worried about, which is, did China actually permit this to be released? Did they use it? Was it intentional? Were there other countries involved in intentional release? We can't just be satisfied with when it's over. There's a great piece out from the Center for Security Policy, Fred Fleitz wrote, which was up at Fox and other places, at their websites, at our website also, talking about the depth of detail of the investigation. And I will tell you that there is some thought that we need to have our own Congress, our House and Senate committee, the various committees hold hearings and investigate. I will tell you that I think we should. I think if we continue to have a Democrat majority in the U.S. House, based on their conduct over the last 3 years, where they have spent all of the investigatory power they had to somehow try to hurt Donald Trump, to somehow try to attack him, to blame him for things that he didn't do, they cooked up the Russia-Trump collusion, they let it go on and on and on and on. They went after him, impeaching him, and based on lies, based on nothing. I don't think that we should, as Americans, we should not assume we can get any straight answers if the same people who ran the Democrat impeachment hearings and the Democrat-run Russia-Trump collusion hoax, those same people cannot be relied on to look into this with respect to the conduct of China and the World Health Organization, or even our own government, because what they have proven to us is they, of course, are only committed to destroying President Trump. And beyond that, they're not really interested in pursuing much of anything else. I think there's a need for America to realize that this is a price you pay for the extreme partisanship in Washington, especially come out of the Democrat Party. In fact, I didn't save the clip for today, but Nancy Pelosi was talking recently about how she sees that when we're done with this, we're going to have an after-the-fact investigation into President Trump and how he handled this. They're looking for yet another reason to attack President Trump, to say that he somehow, because of his actions, was in some way responsible for a delayed response. We'll get into this some other time, but there was, we talked about a little bit yesterday also on this show about how at the time that President Trump was trying to begin America's response and take steps to defend America, the Democrats were consumed 24/7 with trying to impeach him. So they're really not in a great position to be arguing that they should be, that they should get to have an investigation and point fingers at President Trump. I think it is. I mean, it's sad to call it finger pointing, but there's a vital need to understand how this happened and what we can learn from it. I know back in times when President Obama was president, one of the recommendations made after we've gotten through swine flu was that the hospitals were running low on face masks. The commission put together after swine flu, one of the recommendations was we must produce more face masks. We must have them on hand. Those recommendations never followed by the Obama administration. So we ended up where we were. We had a face mask shortage in this crisis. So the goal to learn from this episode and move forward is a vital one.